Welcome back to RVP Auto1, your go-to spot for real reviews, real cars, and no-nonsense breakdowns. Today we're diving into the all-new 2025 Dacia Duster, a compact SUV that's been completely redesigned. And yes, it's turning quite a few heads, not just for the price tag but for what it now brings to the table. Let's start with the design because, honestly, it's the biggest leap forward Dacia's made in a long time. Gone is the slightly boxy, dated look. In comes a sharp, modern, and aggressive silhouette that makes the Duster look like it belongs in 2025, not 2015. You've got this rugged front grille with a chunky light signature, those distinctive Y-shaped LED lights, and a taller, more confident stance. It's not pretending to be a premium SUV, but it sure doesn't look like a budget one anymore. Around the back, it gets even better. Clean lines, a redesigned tailgate, and new rear lights that finally make the Duster look as good leaving as it does arriving. The cladding and faux skid plates actually feel purposeful, and the color choices, especially that matte green shade, scream adventure ready. Hop inside, and here's where Dacia has made probably the most surprising changes. The cabin is no longer just okay for the price. It's genuinely decent. Sure, you're not getting luxury, but the materials are much improved. Soft touch elements in key areas, rugged but good-looking plastics, and a fresh dashboard layout that feels much more intuitive. The new infotainment system is a big win. 10.1 inches, faster software, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it doesn't lag like some older systems did. There's also a new 7-inch digital cluster for the driver, giving you clean, customizable views of your speed, nav, and driving info. You still get physical climate knobs, and thank you, Dacia, for keeping those, with just enough buttons to keep things simple but functional. Space-wise, the Duster is still one of the most practical compact SUVs out there. Plenty of headroom and legroom for both front and rear passengers, a high seating position for that commanding view of the road, and a boot that'll swallow your weekend camping gear without a fuss. We're talking around 472 liters of cargo space, expanding to over 1,600 with the rear seats down. Impressive stuff. Now under the hood, things get interesting. The 2025 Duster is built on the CMF-B platform, the same one you'll find in the Renault Clio and Captur, and it supports hybrid tech now. You've got three options: a 1.0-liter TCE turbo petrol, a 1.2-liter mild hybrid, and the one everyone's curious about, the 1.6-liter full hybrid. That last one puts out 140 horsepower and gives you an automatic gearbox with proper EV driving for short city hops. On the road, the Duster feels surprisingly solid. The steering is light but accurate, body roll is well contained, and it absorbs bumps with confidence. It's no sports SUV, but the handling feels more mature. Dacia's clearly worked on refinement too. It's quieter, more composed at motorway speeds, and the hybrid version adds that smooth electric startup that makes city driving a breeze. For those of you still chasing that rugged, go-anywhere charm, yes, there's still an all-wheel drive version. It's only on the petrol model for now, but it comes with selectable drive modes like snow, mud, and sand. Ground clearance sits at a respectable 217 mm, and approach-departure angles are pretty solid too. This thing might be more urban on the outside now, but it hasn't lost its off-road spirit. Fuel economy is another win. The full hybrid gets you somewhere around 60 miles per gallon, depending on how you drive, and even the mild hybrid is pretty efficient. Dacia's not chasing performance numbers here, but efficiency and reliability, and they're nailing both. Safety's stepped up too. You've now got lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, traffic sign recognition, and adaptive cruise control on higher trims. That's a big shift from the older models that felt a little too basic on driver aids. Pricing, though, is still Dacia's trump card. You're looking at a starting price that undercuts pretty much every rival in the segment, and that's for a car with real modern touches and proper hybrid tech. Even the top trims stay well under the price of an entry-level RAV4 or Tiguan. In a market where everything's getting more expensive, the Duster is a breath of fresh value. So what are the downsides? Well, the CVT gearbox in the hybrid can get a bit noisy under hard acceleration. Some cabin plastics are still on the hard side. And while it's more refined, it's not going to compete with premium brands on ride quality. But honestly, at this price point, those are minor trade-offs for what is now a seriously capable SUV. To wrap this up, the 2025 Dacia Duster is no longer just the cheap and cheerful option. It's a genuinely attractive, well-equipped, and versatile SUV that holds its own against much more expensive rivals. Whether you're a city commuter, a weekend adventurer, or just someone who wants a solid, honest vehicle that won't break the bank, the new Duster absolutely deserves a look. If you're thinking of upgrading your daily driver or need something practical and efficient without the badge tax, the Duster might just be your perfect match. That's it for today's review on RVP Auto 1. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on the 2025 Duster, and of course, subscribe for more real car reviews without the fluff. Catch you in the next one.